For those of you that are not planning to go Ultra in the supposed launch in January, we've now got details on the rest. At CES, we've heard a ton about the Ultra, but now we get a very detailed amount of leaks when it comes to the S21 and S21 Plus. According to very trusted sources, the Apple car is actually happening, but not as soon as we thought. And it looks like the OnePlus 9 is finally bringing a feature that we've been waiting for forever. I'm Jaime Rivera, and do yourself a favor, word of advice, spare yourself from traveling if you don't need to during these COVID times. I just spent 2 days trying to go from one country to the next, and that's something I don't want you guys to deal with. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today begin with deals, and it seems that Samsung's trade-in deals are not going anywhere, or at least not anytime soon. If you've been watching us, you probably already are familiar with them, but yeah, that Galaxy Z Fold 2 is currently $999, which continues to be a huge steal for the phone of the year. The Galaxy S20 Series is still starting at $450 for the regular model, $750 for the Ultra. The S20 Series starts at $350 for the S20 Plus, going up to $550 for the Ultra, but again, you need an eligible device for trade-in for all of these to work. Now moving on to the OnePlus 7T, it's currently $250 off its regular price, leaving it at $349. That's a really good option. You also get the OnePlus 8T for $749, and they'll give you the 7T for $99 along with it, which is a pretty crazy deal. And finally, if you're in the market for an iMac, the latest 27-inch model is $100 off, leaving the Intel Core i5, 8 gigs of RAM, and 256 gigs of storage variant for $1399, though I might want to wait for the whatever M's are coming there. We have other deals on iMacs, Beats headphones, and more in the description. Now, how about if we move on to OPPO, as yes, reportedly we are also getting close to a possible event that will give us the OPPO Find X3 or 3 Pro, whatever the case may be, and apparently the company is focusing on the camera. According to new leaks from Weibo, OPPO is working with Sony on a custom chip, the Sony IMX789, which we could see on the Find X3 series. Apparently, all flagship OPPO models will come with this customized sensor, with the one we mentioned previously remaining an exclusive for them. As a reference, the previous Sony IMX766 promises top-notch photography in low light conditions with a 1.156-inch sensor offering 1 micron pixels, taking 63.8% more light than your typical 48-megapixel IMX586. So yeah, we should expect a custom sensor that absorbs a crazy amount of light. And then some other leak specifications include the Snapdragon 888 5G, a 6.7-inch display at 525 ppi, 4,500 mAh battery with 65-watt SuperVOOC charging. And yet we're even hearing that for the cameras, they could be 2 50-megapixel sensors. Again, we're a bit far, but we'll keep you posted as soon as we get more details. Now, since we already started talking about OPPO, we might as well just talk about OnePlus. It's also apparently an early launch for the 9 series this year, and we hear that we're getting up to 3 devices. We're expecting 3 devices so far, the OnePlus 9, OnePlus 9 Pro, and even a light variant. Well, according to a new report from 91 Mobiles, the regular OnePlus 9 will finally get wireless charging support, as well as reverse wireless charging. Did I say finally? Because if you remember, earlier this year, the 8 Pro brought the feature, but the 8T and the 8 missed out. It looks like the company wants to even things out, only leaving out the light variant. Older leaks hint to the OnePlus 9 bringing a flat 6.55-inch Full HD Plus OLED display with 120Hz refresh rate. It'll be powered by the Snapdragon 888 5G, 8 gigs of RAM, and it'll probably start at 128 gigs of storage. When it comes to the cameras, it'll apparently bring 2 48-megapixel shooters, with some rumors hinting that we even get a 50-megapixel sensor from Leica. Wait a second, Leica? Is this finally the time when OnePlus is going to fix what we've been asking them to deal with for years? Wow, that'd be awesome. Now, how about if we move on to Apple for a couple of segments, as aggressiveness is apparently going to be another one of the company's traits for 2021. Let's start with iPads, as we've been covering a ton, and I mean a ton, of mini LED iPad rumors and leaks, and it looks like it'll finally happen on actual products. According to a new report from DigiTimes, Apple has diversified their supply chain for displays and touch panels, as BOE has finally, and I mean finally, received approval to supply OLEDs for iPhones and integrated touch models for mini LED backlit panels for the 12.9 12.9-inch iPad Pro, which according to them will launch in the first quarter of 2021. So if you think about it, Ming-Chi Kuo mentioned in one of his research notes that these new mini LED iPads would begin production on Q4 2020, which goes along with the new report from Digitimes. So yeah, we're expecting these new iPads in the first half of 2021, most likely in Q1, and they are rumored to even bring 5G support. Apple is preparing up to 6 devices with mini LEDs reportedly, and definitely the iPad is going to be most probably the first one, which would be that second time. If you think about it, the iPad Air was the first one with the A14 Bionic as well. Now, how about if we continue talking about Apple and the weird reports? I mean, for the longest time, we've expected the whole thing about an Apple car to be, I don't know, speculation or a possibility, up until we started hearing all the rumors that we've heard lately, and even Elon Musk talking about it. I mean, it definitely looked like Apple was hard at work to get this car out, but this new report makes a lot more sense, and it gives us a better timeline. According to a new research note from Ming-Chi Kuo, this car will be launched sometime between 2025 and 2027, the earliest. To quote Kuo, we predicted that the car would launch between 2023 and 2025, but their latest survey indicates that the current development schedule for the Apple car is not clear. And if the development actually starts this year and everything goes well, 2025 and 2027 would be probably the earliest. This is actually due to some changes in the EV and self-driving market and Apple's quality standards, with Kuo saying that he wouldn't be surprised if it drops until 2028 or even later. Last week we heard from Reuters that Apple is already contracting suppliers, and that might be true, but apparently they're just in the beginnings of the process. And it's still not clear if we're getting a self-driving car or a regular passenger vehicle like the report mentioned last week. We'll definitely see how the rumors develop over the next couple of years as, yeah, I mean, why not? Apple is right now making a lot more money than a ton of car makers. And finally, yes, the Galaxy S21 continues to be the hottest news as we continue to get close to the company's possible Unpacked event. So far, most leaks are focused on the Ultra, but we now get some more information on the more affordable siblings. We have a new detailed breakdown from WinFuture of the Galaxy S21 and S21 Plus specifications. Starting with the S21, it'll rock a 6.2-inch Full HD Plus flat display with 120Hz capabilities and Gorilla Glass 7 on top, which is pretty much a downgrade from the Quad HD Plus panels in the S20 series. It'll either be powered by the Exynos 2100 or the Snapdragon 888 5G along with 8 gigs of RAM and up to 256 gigs of storage along with a 4000 mAh battery. When it comes to the S21 Plus, it'll bring a 6.7-inch AMOLED display with the same specs as the S21, which actually means less PPI. It'll be powered by the Snapdragon 888 or Exynos 2100, same amount of RAM, same storage, and apparently a 4800 mAh battery. Now when it comes to the cameras, we're expecting a triple camera module, 12 megapixel primary, 12 megapixel ultra wide, and a 64 megapixel telephoto with 3x hybrid zoom. Both of these phones will be 5G capable, IP68 certified, and will bring a 10 megapixel selfie shooter. And speaking of the fact that we're getting close to the launch date, a new report from XDA developers reveals that the S21 series is available for pre-order registration through Samsung's website, giving you a good amount of money in trade-in credit. I'm not going to bore you with the specifications of the previous Ultra. We'll just link to the previous Pocketnow Daily that covers all of these details. Let us know in the comments, what do you think about the S21 taking a step back in certain specifications? Because in my case, here's the deal. I honestly don't see a difference between 1080p and Quad HD on a smartphone. When it comes to pixel density, it just goes over what the human eye can see. So I'm okay with it if it's going to give me more battery life, for example, or whatever benefits, or if they drop the price. But I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments down below. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. Also follow us on social media as our extended coverage happens on Instagram. And follow me on my personal handles to see me complain about travel for the first time ever. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.